Hey, Ken from StandaloneHarness.com here. I'm going to talk about reusing the Gen 5 LT factory air conditioning compressor. In a lot of swaps, guys are trying to save a few bucks by reusing the AC compressor that comes on their donor engine. And it's what they call a variable displacement compressor. And it can actually be reused in the swap. We'll actually leave it wired at the top so that you can make a couple of connections and make this thing work perfectly. First and foremost is the AC compressor clutch connector. This will still be in the harness. We'll have it set up to where it's still grounded, and there will be a green wire at the top of the harness that you'll apply 12 volts to, either from your vintage air kit or from the switch in your vehicle if you had a factory air car. It'll power the AC compressor clutch, it'll lock it up, and it'll actually start turning the compressor with the engine. The vehicle or the vintage air system won't know the difference that this is a Gen 5 compressor. Where the compressors are slightly different is the fact that these are what they call a variable displacement. And what that means is nothing really to the old style AC systems or the aftermarket systems. What we'll do is these two wires here, one is a dark blue with a yellow tracer, the other is a dark blue with a brown tracer. That connector gets plugged back into the AC compressor, and when you're ready to start charging the system, those two wires one will get power and ground. Since it's a type of solenoid actuator, they're not polarity sensitive, so either wire can get the voltage or ground. As long as it gets both volts and ground on one or the other wires, it'll set the compressor to full displacement, and it'll work with any AC system that's filled with R134A. The last connection that we'll have with regard to the air conditioning system is the pressure sensor. If you use a pressure sensor from the donor vehicle, so for instance, if this engine came from a 2017 Silverado, you'd want to get an AC pressure sensor for a 2017 Silverado. Plug it into this, and then make sure that the sensor is installed in the high pressure side of your AC system. What'll happen is when you flip the switch and turn on your AC compressor clutch, the high pressure switch, or the pressure switch, will actually see the pressure coming up on the high side. The ECM will monitor that, and it'll bump up the idle accordingly. It's not necessarily required. This AC compressor is not going to stall an LT motor. Some guys just want the added RPM.